Plaintiff Rosalind Manigault says she's known the defendant since she was a child, and she has always been there for her. Until the defendant started harassing and stalking her and spreading rumors that she was using crack. Rosalind is suing for property and harassment. Defendant Melissa Smith says Rosalind tries to act like she is holier than thou. But for the past 20 years, she's been sleeping with the pastor's wife, who is with Rosalind in court today. Melissa's countersuing for a security deposit, rent, and emotional distress.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I've been knowing Melissa Smith since she was 3 or 4 years old. So she's been like family to me, and there's nothing I wouldn't have done for her. But now she's going around scandalizing my name, trying to assassinate my character, telling people I'm on crack, and she seen me, her friend seen me walking down the street tweaking for the next fix. Everything that she says is a lie. She's been stalking me, calling my phone. When I cut the phone off, then she starts sending me text messages, and it's been an ongoing problem.
Why is she doing these things?
I'll be honest with you, I really don't know why.
It's not related to the lawsuit, you think? Did it start after the lawsuit?
No, it started before the lawsuit, while I was in the process of suing.
Is this happening? And if
No,
so,
Your Honor, that's a lie.
You tell me the background on your friendship, or relationship, or...
I've been knowing Rosalind, like she said, since I was younger, about 3, and we never got along until I got older. The only reason we got along is because of my grandmother. She's coming in here trying to act like she's so holier than thou when she's sleeping with the pastor's wife right there. And she is a crackhead.
The pastor's wife?
The pastor's wife right here. And she is a crackhead.
You are scandalizing her name.
No, that is the pastor's wife.
What makes you think they sleeping together?
Because she told me out her mouth, and she told my grandmother. She told me out of her mouth. She told her niece right here. She comes from a family who all smoke. This is her blood niece. They all smoke crack.
I gotta hear another witness to this,
I promise you,
man.
my friend called me and told me, and the only reason I called her.
Samantha Crawford.
You related to the pastor's wife?
Yes, sir.
No.
Oh, no, I'm not related to the wife. I'm related to Rosalind Manigault.
And she told you she was sleeping?
No, she told me that.
Who told you?
Rosalind told me that she's been sleeping with Carolyn for the past 20 years.
What is she supposed to know? For 20 years?
Yes, for 20 years.
Do you know of them being like that? Only reason I'm clearing this up because I believe she's going to deny it, and so, huh?
Of course
I believe.
Of course.
Huh?
We all spent time together, like, before all this happened,
Family
we were all
time.
friends. Like, we used to talk about stories. She told us everything, like, all her business.
She told you?
I've heard it before, yeah, I've heard the story before,
How long have you known Carolyn?
I've known Carolyn for like 3 years, but I've known Rosalind my whole
scandalizing the
life.
woman's name.
No.
Out here talking about her and the preacher's wife.
That is the truth.
It's the preacher's wife here. Come on, stand up, ma'am. State your name. Talking about this woman like that. State your name.
My name is Carolyn Williams.
What do you want to tell me about this nonsense?
My husband passed away in 1993.
Sorry to hear that.
I am no longer, he was never a preacher.
No?
No, I don't understand where that part came in.
Y'all never slept together?
My husband, we slept together all the time.
You and Rosalind. You and Rosalind? Because she told me out her mouth, Carolyn. You know that for a fact. I wouldn't get up here and lie about that.
You lie about everything else.
Like what?
That's enough. That's enough. Okay. And thank you for your testimony. We're going to leave all that old nonsense alone. Woman says she's never been even married to a pastor.
Yeah,
I'm just going off word.
You kind of quiet on this subject, though. What?
Can I tell you something that I do know?
Yes, ma'am.
I know that she have men going in and out her door like it's a jail cell or something like that. When you walk in the door, you can tell. I would know who she had in the room with her by the sneakers at the door. One time she had 3 different guys coming and going, sneakers at the door.
I sure did. They all knew about each other because they were all friends, and none of us were sleeping together. I have not had sex with anybody but my boyfriend. So they all knew what was going on. we're all friends. I don't see a problem with men coming to my house. It's my house. I don't see a problem with that.
We got to get to this roommate situation you're suing about. How did you all become roommates with all this nonsense going on?
I was taking care of her great-grandmother. That's who was raising her at the time before she left to live with her father. And Melissa pops back up in my life, and she wanted to spend some time with the grandmother, and it was a help to me because I had her for a whole year without a day off. So Melissa lived with me for over a year. And I appreciated her. I never charged her for anything, even when I was struggling to keep my lights on. So we lost that apartment I had behind her cat Before
cats?
that, yes.
Her kittens?
The cat.
What happened?
The cat, because you're not allowed to have a cat in the apartment. They said that they were sending me information, but I never received it. And now when I see what Melissa's really capable of, she's probably getting it and throwing it out. Before we moved, my niece right there and Melissa brought bed bugs to the house. They were aware that where Samantha was living, there was bed bugs, but nobody ever said anything to me. So we already looking to move because couldn't get rid of the bed bug problem. So we ended up moving and getting an apartment in her name. The first week, I knew it was gonna be an issue. I remember for Christmas, she went to Alabama to spend time with her little brother and her stepmother. While she was gone, I'm laid in the bed sleeping, maybe about 12 o'clock at night, and somebody starts knocking on the door.
One of them gym shoe characters.
Yeah, somebody, exactly. Somebody started knocking
You
at
looked out there and saw them sneakers, you knew who it was. You didn't have to see their face, you saw them sneakers. You saw, that's so-and-so.
I told her they were
in Alabama, and I'm home. She called me, and I answered the phone because I heard somebody knocking on the door. So when I answered the phone, she's like, "Where you been? I've been calling you." I said, "I was asleep." And she tell me, "Oh boy, I forget his name, was at the door, and he wanted to use my room for an hour."
What?
I open up, God is my witness. I open up the door, and as soon as I opened up the door, he said, "I'll be right back." When he came back, he had a woman with him. They went in the room, and they spent their little hour times in the room. That's all I know.
Are you kidding me?
God is my witness.
Ma'am, did this happen?
Yes, I was out of town at the moment. My friend called me and said that he wanted to go to my house so he could watch TV and chill with his friend. I said, "That's fine. No problem." I called her, told her to unlock my door and let him in. That's my friend. I don't understand why he can't be in my house.
Well, you're not there? You
Yes.
don't understand?
I trust him.
Okay. Now tell me about the property you're suing for, $3,500. How does she owe you for that?
When we moved into her apartment, she didn't have none but the clothes on her back. Everything in there was mine. So when she was staying with me, when I found out that they had bed bugs, because they never told me about the bed bugs, and I had to throw away my couch and my living room set, the couch and the love seat. So when we moved into the other apartment in her name, she didn't have nothing but clothes on her back. The bar stool.
Let's talk about your property.
I got to break
What
down
happened
right
with
here.
your property?
She refused to give it to me.
When?
She changed January the 11th. When I came home.
Of 13?
Yes, sir.
When you came home?
Yes, sir.
What happened?
Me and her had an agreement. I told her I was $150 short of the rent, right? Because she paid half, I paid the other half.
Okay.
But I told her prior to that I was struggling. So I asked her, could she help me with the other $150? Well, she denied. I left out the house. When I came back, the lock was changed.
When? How long after?
Maybe a couple of hours.
Couple of hours later?
Yes, sir.
And what about getting your things? Did you attempt to get them?
She put my black bag outside the door.
How long after?
It was later on that evening.
Okay.
Put my black
What
bag.
items were you unable to retrieve?
Everything.
You have a list? Ma'am,
Yes.
let me hear from you about this
Okay.
property.
Well, first of all, Your Honor, when we moved into this apartment, she's saying that it's based on my cat being there when, they said my cat is a violation of the lease when me, my grandmother, Samantha, and Rosalind all lived there. If that's the case, all of us would be a violation of the lease. They never sent any papers about the cat. We moved to the other apartment in my name. I did not have any furniture because me and her were living together. So all the furniture was hers. I paid for everything that day. I came out of my pocket with almost $800. I paid that to get into the apartment. She didn't even have she didn't have any money to buy herself anything to eat that day. Like, she was selling her food stamps. I still had to put groceries in the house. Like, I don't know where all of this is coming from. I have pictures of the stuff that she said. I gave her 3 months to come get her stuff. When I first called her and asked her if she wanted to talk about what happened or whatever, that same day I changed the locks. The reason I changed them is because she threatened me that morning. I had just witnessed her attack a man with a hammer in front of me downstairs. The police come into my house. I got her mugshot. They coming over there looking for her.
Let's see the police report.
She had just the mugshot for
Police report.
I don't have police. This is just her mugshot from when she attacked the man, and she went to jail for it.
That day at your house?
Yes, at my house.
Ma'am?
At my house. Had the police coming over there.
The incident that she's talking about happened on January the 1st.
Yes.
It is true. I beat somebody with a
And
hammer.
you were evicted when?
When did I move in with
The locks
her?
were changed when?
January the 11th.
All right, is that true?
Yes, it is.
And the incident occurred January 1st?
Yes, it did. And she
So
threatened.
why would you wait 10 days?
I changed the locks when she threatened me. I changed them that day.
Okay, what did she say she would do to you?
She said, you don't want to go to war with me because I will F your whole little world up. That's what she said.
She said you don't want to go to war with
Yes,
me.
and all I was asking for was the rent money. I even told her.
That's not a threat. She's saying you don't want to.
No, she threatened me because she ran in my room.
What you just said is not a threat.
It was a threat.
Did you call the police then when the person
because
was
she
threatened?
left.
Did you call the police?
No.
She could still come back.
No, she left.
Okay, but she could have came back. So her leaving did not preclude her from doing whatever she thought she was going to do.
From the first until
Ma'am, that was an illegal lockout. Changed the locks on this woman within a couple of hours. You called the police if you were that afraid that you had to change the locks. Did she owe you rent money?
Yes, she did.
That's why you changed the locks, because of the rent.
Yeah, that's part of the reason. Yes.
Right. I knew it all along that was the reason. Who you think you kidding? Your counterclaim for $1,500 is for what?
It's for the security deposit, the money I had to pay to get in, the unpaid rent of $350 she owes me, and emotional distress. People coming into my house looking for her, saying that she owes them money and all kinds of stuff. It's people calling my phone saying that she owes them money. She had the police all up and through my house. They had a crime scene going on. That can get you kicked out. Like, I don't know why she did this, but it's a lot going on with Rosalind. A lot. She's been waiting on a disability check for like 16 years. But you can go up the street and sell DVDs and CDs, illegal DVDs and CDs.
Let me just get all of it together. She's on crack. She sleeps with the pastor's wife.
Yes.
Lot going on. What else? You said something else.
Beats up people, hammers.
She beat a man with a hammer.
And she threatened to beat you.
Yeah, she said, you don't want to go to war with me because I will F your whole little world up.
She's just telling you don't mess with her. Bottom line is, ma'am, you illegally evicted her. I could grant her treble damages, meaning triple the amount. The law entitles me to do that when you evict someone illegally, lock them out. That is a crime. That is against the law. And as such, I'm going to grant your judgment for $3,500. Any action that occurs pursuant to a violation of someone's rights is not to be rewarded with a counterclaim. So your counterclaim is dismissed, because otherwise I would be rewarding your illegal act. Judgment for the plaintiff, your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.
I guess her disability check ain't
she a liar, and you are
still
a crackhead.
sleeping with
You
her?
always been smoking crack your whole life. You, all of them.
That's coming from the
You a
words of your
liar.
niece. She been knowing you
You
forever.
a liar. You know you owe her money. You know you've been taking money for her, offering all around Charlotte. Don't act like that.
Yeah, you offer people.
Street
You
smoking
do it,
drugs.
smoking,
That's why
tweaking.
you ain't
You
got
know
no
you do
teeth
it.
in your mouth.
You
That's
know
like
you do
all
it.
your stuff from the thrift store, and you gonna come and take money from her? Like, are you serious? All the stuff
Really?
she did for you when you didn't have no food to eat or nothing like that.
When you
and
sold
gonna
her
come here
food stamps,
don't
I
say
had to
nothing,
put
because
food in the
that's
house.
what's best for
Hush,
you.
pastor's wife. Hush,
Don't say
pastor's
nothing,
wife.
because that's what's
You
best
close
for
your
you.
mouth.
Stand there.
She don't have nothing to say.
What I want to say is that the judge,
You a liar.
he
That's what
proved
you
the
want to
case.
say. You a liar. That's what you
The
want to say.
judge did his job,
Yeah,
and I'm
he did
grateful
his
for that.
job.
Thank
And
you.
whoever
She
did
going
your
to
hair
buy
didn't.
crack? You going to buy crack with it?